Hello, hello. Hope all the audio and everything's alright. Racing in USA today. Only a minute left till we get underway for today's race. Penultimate round, 9th round. And it is a very crucial round, might I add. No driver is yet able to win the championship yet. Even if Faxel gets 26 points, he won't be able to take the crown. And neither would Racing Point, so no driver or team can win any championship today. It will be all left for the final race, which is pretty exciting. I was just telling everyone to ready up, but they don't. We're actually missing a guy. I don't know who we're missing. Someone hasn't joined yet. I just need to quickly find out who hasn't. It's a bit strange. I was so sure everyone was in. So I just have to quickly go through. Got McLaren missing. Phantom Shadow has not joined. Alright, well. Just gonna quickly invite a guy because, as usual, I'll go through the reserves once we get to it, but there's one guy left. In the meantime, quickly through the reserves for today, because we always need reserves. Basically, okay, actually, first off, full-time seats. Bantoft and Simon Jr. have both become full-time drivers in Alfa Romeo, and Legend 666 has gone full-time in Alfa Tauri. And as for reserves for today, I think we've got 4. Yeah, we do. We got KDW03 as a reserve. Well, Kenty W03 as reserve for Martins. We have the guy that's left to join, a Phantom Shadow, in the McLaren for Gexy. We got Adam Dixon and a Renault for KCDP. So both league admins, apart from myself, not here today. And we got Alex Ham 44 in replace for Sonev. Don't know what's holding up Phantom Shadow. I hope he's not ditching us. Drivers are getting ready to go. Wondering why we're not going probably. We'll probably head off at 9:05, waiting for Phantom Shadow. In the meantime, I'll just send extra invites to drivers, just in case things go wrong during the race, and say internet connections or internet issues happen, so I'll just send off some extra invites. yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope all the others fine. And yeah, I'm excited for today's race. USA is a challenging track to say the least. Especially sector 1, very easy to cut the corner. Very easy, well, cut multiple corners, you've got blind corners, it's a long circuit. It's very hard indeed, but it's a fun track and can prove for some entertaining battles. I reckon we'll have a couple of crashes though. And it looks like Phantom is a no-show, so I'm gonna give him 1 more minute. And then he can join during quali or something. Alright, and the signal's off. Looks like we're 19. Anyway. Alright. Circuit of the Americas. Unfortunately 1 man down because decided not to show. Just, you love to see it. You really love to see it. But, what can you do? Get all the telemetry and everything on. Got 19 drivers, Q1. So I guess... Who'd I put? I think Phantom Shadow was the extra McLaren, so I guess Gex won't be having a reserve. No one's come out yet, pretty interesting. Actually, as I say that, I just hear an engine start up. I wish all the drivers luck. They're gonna need it. Very easy to invalidate through here, especially through Sector 1. Very, very easy to invalidate. And honestly, I won't be surprised if we see a DQ for track limits, or if we see some of the top drivers even maybe not even setting a lap and getting eliminated early on just because of track limits. So, Jamie Robertson's out, Simon Jr.'s out. Simon Jr., the first guy out. Normally first guy out's Head Bumpier, but he's on the garage. So if I'm not mistaken, the track is 5.5 kilometers long, or around 3.4 miles. Long circuit. You got, I think, 2 DRS zones. Yeah, 2 DRS zones, 20 corners. Long track. A fun track to drive, hard to master, I feel. And it's Q1, so everyone's definitely looking to get their wits about them. Tan's already left the session, so hopefully no connection issues. I'm just gonna again send another quick round of invites to make sure everything's a-okay. So we're still on board with Simon Jr. Many drivers have come out of the garage now. He started this lap going through sector 1 with 25.5, and he didn't invalidate through sector 1, which is the hardest place I feel to invalidate your lap. Well, that and that beginning of sector 2 actually. Once you clear from there then, the lap is pretty much yours, you know, it's just mistakes on your own part that would invalidate it like on any other track, nothing too complex. Maybe complex to get a fast pace, but should be able to keep it valid once you go through there. In the meantime, other people who have started their lap, let's take a quick run through. Merv Martin has also been able to seem to stick it through sector 1, and Alex Ham as well. Andre, I think, is just starting sector 1. Just quickly come on board as these S's here, right? You can go through them with so much pace, but can be so easy to just invalidate or even lose time trying to hit them too aggressively. And I feel like Andre as well is just not doing too aggressive. As he invalidates, cuts the corner too much, and that's my point. I hope Andre does not get eliminated though earlier on, because he is a fast driver, he's a good driver, contested for the championship no less, as Simon comes across the line with a 134.3. Bossman Pickle coming along strong, and most drivers actually, Bantoft's invalidated, but Legend as well, but most drivers actually seemingly managing to keep it valid, which is pretty nice to see. So in the meantime, James Robertson come across with a 132.7, Merv Martin with a 131.6, very varied lap times. I wonder if there was any mistakes along the way, or if just, you know, it's really the difference in the making, as Alex Ham crosses the line with a 130.9, so really, we've got no one's on the same second of lap time yet. Unfortunately for Tan, his internet's died again. Hopefully it'll come back and he'll be able to rejoin. But if not, he'll probably be starting somewhere down in last. Roy with a 132.7, so finally we see at least two people on the same second of lap time. And close to each other with that, as Merv Martin comes... Wait, no, sorry, A-Dude came across the line with a 131.7. Very close to Merv Martin, so I wonder if Merv Martin's got more pace than him, or if A-Dude just excels at USA, as Bumpier gets probably the fastest lap with a 130.7. Now quite a lot of people still on an outlap. Legend coming through sector 2. Bantoft as well, but Bantoft invalidated his first lap, so I hope he's got the fuel for a strong lap this time around. Testies left the session. So on board with Legend. He's going across sector 3, keeping it nice and tight. Merv Martin currently in third place. I reckon he's got more pace than him. Although, I don't know. Only one way to find out. And his Legend crosses the line with a 133.8. Seems to have taken a while to open up DRS. Not the fastest lap either, but it's something better than nothing. Godly Noob and Faxland, both on laps. Both contestants. So we have 4 people left that can still win the Drivers' Championship. And those, my friends, are Faxland, DXS Inyo, Het Bumpier, and there's one other guy. So the 4 people that can still win are Faxland, Andre, Het Bumpier, and DXS Inyo. Those are still the only 4 drivers that can win the Drivers' Championship, as Faxland crosses the line on the fastest lap with a 130.7. Godly Noob also crosses the line with a 131.0. Van Toft came across line on 133.2. I reckon though he could max out the entirety of the fuel on that lap, so probably he's got a bit more pace still in the tank, almost literally in the tank. As Andre's on an out lap, and also the top 4 constructor teams are still all in the chance of winning the Constructors' Championship, aka Racing Point, Mercedes, Haas and Williams, all still in the chance of winning the Constructors' Championship. I don't think Tesd's rejoined, so I'm just gonna quickly invite him, because I don't recall him coming back. Although he's got a spare invite, so I don't know why he's not using one of those, but to each his own. Alright, so that was happening. I don't think anything groundbreaking has happened. Andre's still on his out lap. The Exasinio is actually on the lap and coming through sector 3. Be interesting to see how fast the Exasinio can go. He'll be looking to set a strong lap, good lap. And as long as he makes it nice through this corner, I think he might have actually a pretty... I thought he was going to have a pretty decent lap, but only in 8th place with a 132.1. So I wonder if something went wrong throughout the lap. Again, though, it's only Q1, so only need to bag the top 15, so nothing too extreme. So Andre is now coming through his lap. He'll be looking not to invalidate. He managed to get through sector 1 and really, you know, going against like as wide as he can, using all the track to his advantage, which obviously is the best because you can use more momentum, use more speed to enter the corner, but you've got to be careful. You don't want to ruin your lap. Doesn't matter much if he invalidates it again because he does have time to go in and go out again. I just hope he's still using though the same set of softs he used on his first run, so that way he won't compromise his Q2 or Q3 runs. And as I said, he's a fast driver. Only the top 15 go in, so only 5 get eliminated. So it's pretty hard to get eliminated. And considering with his speed as well, championship contender is almost. Look at that! Look at how wide he went. Literally on the cusp of exceeding track limits. As in fact, he blisters ahead in first with a 130.3, 5 tenths, basically. Sorry, 4 tenths over Vaxland. Insane stuff. Is Kenty one of the... No, actually. Yeah, sorry, Kenty one of the reserves. I think he got taken out last race. Didn't have a good qualifying session either. So he'll be looking to prove himself to have a better lap throughout today. As my English was failing me, Bossman Pickle got to 131.7. As Kenty's retired from the session, oh, I've seemingly have jinxed the poor lad. The poor guy is crashed and burned again in qualifying. And just when I was saying he's going to try to prove himself and try get better, he's gone and binned it. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that. Adam Dixon, one of today's reserves, and I reckon I think he's a fast driver. So it'll probably be a good lap time. I'm curious as how well Tan does. Oh, never mind. That's a shame. I was going to be curious how well Tan does, but his internet's crapped out on him and he hasn't been able to join again. So he looks seemingly stuck in 17th. The Smithpell just starts his lap. Simon Jr. going really wide. Lap not invalidated, so probably just a bit of an internet connection glitch on my part. And I'd like to thank Simon actually, because he's going to start doing the graphics for us, and I actually uploaded his first one for the drivers' standings and so on, so I'd like to thank him for that. His droid started, I think he's set a lap at 132.7. I think he had already set it. I don't know if I think he's doing a second lap now as a bit of an extra one. He is in 11th, so not too risky, but so currently people that look like they're going to be eliminated. Tan 12-12 because he hasn't been able to rejoin because of internet issues. Kenty has crashed and burned. So that's already 2 people out, so the drivers basically just need to outpace 3 other drivers. And we're on board with Adam Dixon. Managed to survive the track limits of Sector 1. Not the best of traction through the exit there. really struggled actually for traction. He was a bit all over the place. With a bit over 5 minutes left in qualifying, we seem to have this mean distribution around the 130. From the 131s to the 32s is where most drivers seem to be placed. Got top 4 in the 130s as someone crossed the line, and I'm unsure who it was. It was Smith Bell, as Deroy actually crashed on his lap. He's not going to be happy about that, but Smith Bell got 132.8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 drivers in the 132s. Actually, we got like 1, 2, 3. Wait, I can't count. I think we got like 4. Whoa, someone just hit the 130s, I think. Adam Dixon told you he's going to be fast. 130.7 splits Faxlin and Bumpier. A very solid lap, but still no one right really on the pace of Andre. And if Andre, ignoring the 1 point, 4 fastest lap, but if Andre were to get 25 points, that would put him on 133, and if Faxon were to get second, that would put him on 144, so still a 10-point difference. So Andre is going to be looking for the race win, he's going to be looking for the fastest lap, and he's going to be hoping Faxon doesn't finish in second, because that's going to really put a dent into his chances for winning the championship. Still possible, but it's going to be really hard for Faxon to not bag at least 10 points then in the the last race of the season. So Murph Martin's currently down in 7th. Be curious to see if he can go better than that with a 131.6, not his normal pace. So I'm hoping he can. Actually, he's just entering the pits. I mean, he's safe in 7th, don't get me wrong, but off the pace, and even the Exasinio's on an outlap as well. The Roy's down in 12th. You know, some drivers which normally you see higher, especially the Exasinio, they're just struggling a bit. I've been saying it for the past few races that Jamie Robertson, the most improved driver in my eyes for this season. Currently in 10th, has been improving. Not sure he's far off the pace of the top lads, but he's still improving, and I love to see that. Goodbye, guys at the back, done 3 laps. A bit struggling for pace. It's currently Testy. It's going to get eliminated. Actually, we're only 19 drivers, not 20, so 4 drivers only are going to get eliminated. I forgot about that, because Phantom, who said he was going to race, was a kind soul, and, you know, just didn't even bother to turn up, when I actually had a reserve who could have came in for him. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I did jinx KDW, but oh well. Poor lad. So, if Testy, he needs to set better than a 133.832 to pass Legend. That will put Legend and Simon both in the elimination zone. Simon's already in the elimination zone. And Testy is actually the only driver who hasn't set a lap yet, because Tan1212's internet still hasn't come back to him. So he's still down there in 18th place. I think I saw a driver maybe go up a position. I'm not sure, maybe it was a bit of a thing here in the midfield. Most of these guys in the pits still. I think Andre might be looking maybe to do a lap, or I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's going for another lap. It's just some little extra practice. But most of the front runners in the pits, rightly so. Murph Martin, I think, is just cracking out some practice here, because he's 3 laps in and hasn't been able to improve on that initial 131.666. I'm pretty sure that was his initial lap anyway. Yeah, it was, because I remember A-Dude being really close to that, and in fact, Murph Martin has not improved. Someone knocked the Exasinio and the rest down a peg. I don't know who that was. I remember James Robertson being in 10th, so someone knocked him down a peg. I don't know if it was Bossman Pickle, maybe, with 131.7. I don't think so. No, Bossman Pickle's in the pits. Adu didn't set a fast lap. Honestly, I don't know. Don't know what happened there. Anyway, Bantoft's looking to improve on his lap time. DeRoy as well. Smith Pell's on an out lap. and rightly so, because if Legend or Simon get past, if both Legend, sorry, 2 out of Legend, Simon or Testy get past him, then he's gonna be in the mud. And oh no, Testy, I'm just clocking this. He was on a lap last time I spoke about him, seemingly invalidated that, and to seemingly invalidated this lap as well. So unless he's got the fuel for one more lap, and mind you, has to be faster than 133.832 provided Legend doesn't improve, which I don't think he is, then Testy is going to get eliminated. Tan 1212 unfortunately wasn't able to rejoin. I'm bored with Merv Martin for a bit. Actually, I really don't trust the game, but might be 3/10 up, so that would be around the 131.3, which is better from him, more like his pace. Although normally Merv Martin's I think slightly faster than that as well, so we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of this lad. So we've got yellow flags basically throughout the entirety of the track almost. Don't know what's happened there. I think maybe just drivers going slow, saving their tires or something. It's going to open DRS for one last time in Q1. Crosses the line, 131.4. Improves slightly. Still in 7th though, and a good 4/10 off 6th. We see like 6th to 2nd, all seemingly within the same, round about the same time area. Andre, a bit of a league of his own so far. And then we've got like Merv Martin, A-Dude, Bossman, they'll probably be battling it out a bit, and then DXS down to the Roy. And Simon Jr., I think was the guy on the 134, sets a 132.9, right on the cusp of the end of Q1. So he's gonna knock out Legend with a 133.8. Ken TW gonna get eliminated. Tan 1212 gonna get eliminated. Testy MUFC also gonna get eliminated. So Simon just barely managed to nick his way into the top 15. Oh, he invalidated on the last corner. Oh, that's a shame. I think it was on the lap before he had invalidated, I think, during like sector 1 or sector 2. But oh, that's a shame. Last corner. It's like one of the corners actually. It's pretty easy to invalidate on USA along with sector 1, but invalidating on sector 1 in the USA is so common. Actually surprised I didn't see more of it. Probably will once the nerfs start getting to people. Especially during the race, probably going to be see penalties flying left, right and center. That's the end of Q1. So the top 6 are within a 7/10. Top 10, almost 2-second gap, and DXS. As I said, one of the drivers who is battling for the championship is down in 10th. Head Bumpier, I feel like is a driver who's finished 4th probably most this season. Probably the driver who's finished, I reckon it might be one of the drivers that finished the most in the same spot this season. And Q2 is here. 15 minutes of Q2. And as I said, this is the penultimate race of the season, round 9 out of 10. Final race in Brazil. Better season ender than Abu Dhabi, as I'm sure basically every F1 fan would agree with me on that one. There's a few drivers have come out. I think it's both Williams and a Racing Point maybe, and Mercedes. So yeah, Bumpier first guy out in tradition basically. James Robertson behind him. Then we got a racing point of no Faxland, I think. No, it is the racing point of Faxland. And the Mercedes of Martins come out. Bunch of people coming out. Ferrari, a Haas, a Red Bull, the other Ferrari. Everyone getting a bit of with hot feet. Is that an expression? Does that count as an expression? I really hope the Exasinio's got this, honestly. Finishing in 10th is not where he wants to be. Coming out with mediums, I reckon, so starting on mediums is probably a big advantage in USA. But if his pace really is that of 10th place, which I hope it's not, then he's not going to be able to make it through on the mediums. Just go on board with Het Bumpier, who was the first driver out, so I think it's only fitting him. I'm just on board with him. As I said, you got 20 corners here in USA, a long track. Two DRS zones, 5.5k kilometers of pure tarmac. Well, I think I might have gone a bit Maltese English over there. But anyway, he's setting up his lap. A bit slow, honestly, through the final corner. Probably good to go a bit more speed for the straight, but I don't think he'll be fretting too much. Probably not going to lose him a lot of time, just a couple of thousandths, but time is money here in F1. You want to literally battle for just to the final milliseconds to try and get that optimal lap time. As he's coming through the S's. Goes a bit wide, but could benefit him actually. And he's managed to keep it in the green, not validated so far. And never mind, I just jinxed him, validated over there. I was about to say, if you don't validate it through sector 1, the beginning of sector 2 is probably where it's going to hit you. Or like Testy, unfortunately, last corner. So Bumpy is not going to be happy with that. And he is out on softs as well. I think there was a bit of teamwork over there, letting Jamie Robertson get some of his slipstream. Smart call from Het. From Bumpy, sorry. And the rest of the drivers that have come out. Let's quickly just take a quick gander. Merv Martins invalidated his lap. Not going to be happy with that, especially that it's on the mediums. Alex just starting off his lap. Not many people, like, surprisingly, still haven't validated their lap, so we just have to wait and see for the final corner, as Jamie Robertson is going to be the first guy to cross the line. He's going to open up DRS, 132.1, Faxland 130.3, so that I think matches basically Andre's time in Q1, so competition is once again arising, as the Ferrari of Bantoft crosses the line, 133.1, and a Red Bull now crosses the line. I think that was just okay. I think he's starting his lap now. The Mercedes, I think that was probably of Merv, which was invalidated. The other Ferrari, I thought was going to cross the line. Never mind. The Haas of the Exasinio did. Now mediums. If any of the drivers or any of the people watching have any clue, how much slower RWS 10 12 12 has joined, but unfortunately he's been knocked out. But at least he's rejoined. It's a shame he missed out on Q1. But at least he'll be with us for the race. And yeah, if any driver knows how much slower the mediums are, I'd be curious to see how much that lap time is in relation to the rest of the field. Alex Ham's lap with the 132.2, also on mediums. So the Exasinio, who I reckon is on the pace of normally, like the top guys, and Alex Ham, all those reserves, clearly proving he's one of the top dogs. He's one of the top guys. And the Exasinio is normally on that pace. He's really struggling out there, around 8/10 slower than quote-unquote top guy pace. Godly Noob set a 145.84, so probably a spin along the way. Or two, you never know. As Murph Martin now is going to come across the line for a second run on the mediums, as long as he doesn't invalidate it through hero, and he's not. Opens up DRS, goes in 4th on mediums, 122.4, much more indicative pace of Murph Martin. A-Dude on mediums, very interesting call. We'll probably have to do another run on softs, I reckon. Andre just straight out coming out on softs, not risking the mediums, which is weird, because he... even Faxon, I'm surprised, and going softs. Maybe they're thinking early safety car, so mediums wouldn't even be worth it. They kind of get a almost free pit stop, so fair enough, I guess. They might just hope for a safety car on the first lap, swap the hards, try to do the entirety of the race on hards, if the hards can even last it long though. As Godly Noob now comes across the line with a 131.0. Not into the 130s yet though either. A-Dude and Tesdy, clearly both fans of Manchester United. I myself, a fan of Manchester United, so got a nice win today against Liverpool. Couple of nice goals, honestly. Free kick was a nice goal. Beautiful pass from Rashford. But anyway, we're here for F1, not for football. So A-Dude's on his lap, and on mediums, as I had said earlier. Andre just coming straight through the S's, hoping not to invalidate, and taking them not too aggressively either. According to the game, fastest sector 1, so would be interesting to see how well he's going to do against Falcon. Coming very nicely through sector 1, I must add. Not cutting corners too much, going out as much as the track allows him to. And Simon Jr., who set a 132.6, has retired from the session. I don't think he crashed out on track, so maybe he's thinking, you know what, 132.6, best I can muster, I might as well retire. Bumpy again now on an outlap on softs. He'll be hoping he doesn't invalidate it, because if he does, boy, that's going to be bad for him. Because as I said, he's in very much big contention for the championship. Starting in 13th place definitely won't be a good start to that. Adam Dixon comes in 3rd on the mediums, 131.7. And Andre, oh my word, not only in 1st but breaking into the 129s, the 129.966. Just when you thought Faxland was on Andre's pace, Andre just once again goes 4/10 ahead of him. And Andre, a man on a mission. But as I said, even if he does place first at fastest lap, he's going to be hoping that Faxland places lower than 2nd. And I'm just doing a quick bit I can't even English, a quick bit of calculations. Yep. So basically, if Andre, who's 2nd in the standings, gets both race wins and both fastest laps, he will still be, and if Faxland places 2nd in both races, Faxland will clinch the title by 2 points. So Andre needs Faxland to place lower than 2nd at least once in either this race or in Brazil. So we've got a very, very tight championship. A lot hangs in the balance. But problematic for Andre. Currently 3rd fastest, it's Godly Noob with 131.0, 7 tenths, almost 8 tenths off Faxland. And as I say that, Bumpier though crosses in 3rd with a 130.3, so to give Faxland some competition, and Andre will be hoping that Bumpier manages to finish ahead of Faxland. The Exercinio down in 13th. Now gonna do a lap on softs. But even if the softs are say a second faster than the mediums, that'll propel him to 7th place, which don't get me wrong is pretty decent, but still not the Exercinio pace. It's not the championship winning the Exercinio that we know, championship contender that we know, and in fact, he's only got a 132.4 in 10th. And I don't think he's got a lot of more pace in him, which is really interesting to see. Really weird to see. And he's not going to be enjoying that at all. Because he's already 4th in the driver's standings with 85 points. Faxon first at 126, so he's just barely still in the title race. And starting in 10th does not really improve on his chances. As Andre decides to go out again once more. Wants to improve on the 129.9. Show Faxon who's boss. Interesting to see. Adam Dixon in the pits in 6th on mediums. Fair enough. I think he's probably safe. I say that DeRoy, A-Dude, both need to see it set laps on softs. Or both on outlaps, both of which on softs. But still, say they both go faster than Adam. That will knock him down to 8th, so probably safe. But then, that's the worry. Because then Alex Ham is out on softs. Merv Martin's also out on softs. But still, if say all these 4 pass him, that'll still put him down in 10th. So he might just risk that lap on mediums. As someone set a lap time, I think it was Bantoft with a 122.3. Knocking Exercinio out of... not out, but in the elimination zone. And he'll have time for one more run. Just barely, I think. He's gonna really need to do a pretty fast hot lap to manage. Until he needs to knock at least 10th off his time to get into the top 10. Adam Dixon still opting to stay in the pits. He's in 7th. He's in 7th. Oh, look at Merv Martin. He's at 130.7, I think, while I was away. Well, not away, but looking at other drivers, I think it was Merv Martin at least. Was it? Or was it Bossman Piccolo at 131.4? Either way, pretty decent laps. Adam Dixon should really heavily be considering going out in softs. I see an engineer in the pits back there. But I don't think it's a McLaren of Adam Dixon. And now, he's not out now, so he's definitely going to have time to set another lap. So, he's going to be hoping. Scotty Noob's on his out lap. I don't think he's going to be able to set another lap time. But the game's been a bit funky with how setting lap, like, even after the time runs out, they're still letting drivers set laps. So, he might just be able to set another lap. But focusing a bit on Adam Dixon. Ooh. He could very much be in a risk as Alex Ham now across the line is over a second faster on softs. That already knocks him ahead of Adam Dixon. That would drop him to 8th. I think the Exercinio maybe tried for one more run instead of just entering the pits. I don't know if he could have just entered the pits, but anyway. The Exercinio not going to be able to get another run in. So he's going to be down in at least 11th, going to get eliminated because only top 10 go through. As in fact, Alex Ham goes in 4th with a 130.6. DeRoy, 8, 9 tenths faster. Whoa, he's still just barely slower than Adam Dixon. A-Dude, gonna cross the line, let's see where A-Dude goes. Goes in 7th, 131.3. Adam Dixon can only afford to lose one more place. But James Robertson's also out there, trying to improve. Oh, but he's invalidated his lap. I didn't realize that. Bantoft's retired. So, nothing stands in Adam Dixon's way, actually, except for maybe Smithpell. Smithpell's out there. But Adam Dixon could be safe without 131.7 on the mediums. Because it doesn't seem like Smithfield's going to be able to knock him out. Now that's the thing. Starting in 10 for the mediums, I don't think it's, in my eyes, I don't know if it's worth it. Considering Adam Dixon's pace, he probably could have finished around top 6. And I think would have rather, if I were a driver, take 6th on softs than take 10th on mediums. Well, that's just my call, and in fact, Smith Bell will be getting eliminated along with Simon Jr., the Excesinio on 13th. Championship contender, not looking good for him. Bantoft in 12th, Jamie Robertson in 11th. These 5 drivers will be getting eliminated. Adam Dixon clinching 10th. Only driver to set a lap time and stick with it on the mediums. In the meantime, Andre holding on to first place. Only driver into the 129s. Blistering pace. Not much to talk about right now, is just waiting for Q3 to start. Actually, just gonna have a bit of water. While we're in this bit of internment zone, how are you guys all doing? Enjoying qualifying so far? I think the race could be pretty exciting. When I say that, first seems to be pretty unchallenged. But last time Faxon was 4 tenths down, lost in Q1, he managed to regain to come back from 4 tenths and had matched Andre's Q1 time. But we'll just have to wait and see if he can do it again, or if Andre will just go 4 tenths faster than this lap. Maybe see a bit of a pattern evolving, although I doubt he'll be able to go 4 tenths faster than that 129.9. He definitely will be hoping that Vaxelan doesn't go faster than the 130.3. Hoping Bumpier will split Faxton from second. Because then Alex Hammond, Merv Martin, which although pretty close to Faxelan and Bumpier, still though a bit off the pace to be splitting them apart. Well, I don't know. You're in Q3 and you haven't been validated, so like you still managed to get to Q3. So I wouldn't say it didn't help entirely. You never know what could have happened if it wasn't for the wine, because Droy has taken some wine to calm the nerves before the race began, and I don't blame him. Nerves, try to calm the nerves a bit, but apparently it didn't help. Well, I don't know. He's in Q3, is basically after grids out. I think 6 drivers out of 10 are out. Godly Noob, first driver out. And a bit of a cluster here, actually. Merv Martin. We see these 4 drivers. Godly Noob, Merv Martin, Faxlin, and I think it was Bumpier. Yeah, they're just all really tight with each other. Probably should give each other a bit more room. In fact, Bumpier I think is just slowing down a bit so he doesn't have any drivers in his way. I mean, I guess they'll be able to get some slipstream off each other, but still, I feel like they're a bit too close. Especially Godly Noob could end up holding up Merv Martin, and Merv Martin could end up holding up Faxon, as we saw Alex Sam coming out of the pits. Farrah Faxon, although he could be getting slipstream off Merv Martin, which would be quite beneficial. He is quite a much faster driver. As you saw, he was like 7 tenths ahead of Merv Martin, so Merv Martin will definitely be getting in his way, and that'll just slow him down. And just under 10 minutes left for Q3. You got 2 runs normally. On some very short tracks you get 3, but definitely you're gonna get 2 runs here on in the USA. So if you don't get it right the first time, you have to get it right the second time. So these tight S's, hard S's, not to invalidate yet, do them aggressively, set up the corner well for the next corner without losing too much time. I've been talking, just appreciating a bit of the sound of the engine of the Haas, because you know, such a beautiful engine in the air. But anyway, obviously since he's been the first driver out, fastest sector 2 so far. I mean, only competing with the Ghost. Oh yeah, Coppa, 130 foot elevation change, definitely just not looking at that now on Google. And the fact though, as we see, we've been seeing the drivers go by, we do see a lot of elevation change. I mean, it's a long track, so kind of bound to happen, I guess. But nonetheless, a lot of elevation change, and Godly Noob crosses line of 130.8, and that was like 2/10 faster than his time into Q2, so good improvement for him. Murph Martin, 130.6. Faxland, 130.1. Bumpier really put a lot of distance between himself and the rest of the field. I hope he did. I don't know if he made a mistake throughout the race, throughout the like lap. I don't think so. Almost went too wide there. Stats only a 130.6, so he's got like quite like 4/10 probably like in him to do faster than that. He's only gonna have one more run left, so he'll be looking to go in and out ASAP. In the meantime, Murph Martin's at 130.6. Pretty sure I've said that. Anyway, Adam Dixon, 130.4. Bossman Pickle, 131.6. Alex Hams coming through short, about to come across the line. Through turn 20. Puts on DRS. Only in 7th, 131.2. Truck getting a bit dry. Zaydude. Roy's invalidated. So much for the wine helping. He's not going to be enjoying that one. And they dude is coming through sector 2 right now. Don't want to go straight on the corner left till the end of sector 2. You gotta really be careful because you got so many opportunities to cut the corner in USA, but you just gotta be careful you don't cut it too much, because then, you know, go invalidating your time. I don't think I had mentioned this, or I just flat out didn't realize, but Andre on provisional pole set a 129.8, even faster than his last lap time, which is 129.9. I saw Bantoff leave the session. I'm gonna invite him again just in case something went wrong. Again though, he's got spare invites, which should work, hopefully. I'm just gonna quickly zoom on another invite. So, in the meantime, Aidud's at the 131.5, and the Roy is actually having another go. I don't know if he's got the fuel or the RS for it, but he's thinking, you know what, while I'm out here, one more go. He still should be able to set another lap on softs. If whether this one goes right or wrong. basically everyone in the pit. A dude on his in lap, and Droy. Only driver still out there. And he did it validated as well. The Roy not having the best of times, and quite literally was not able to even set a time. And he's only gonna have one more shot at it basically, so he'll be hoping he's gonna just nail it. As Bossman Pickle is the first driver to go out for a second run. A bit of a problem, you know, qualifying, you know, just sometimes you just don't have a lot of things to say. There's a really weird camera angle they've implemented recently. I'm not sure if I like it. It's so weird, like, anyway, as I was saying, sometimes you just don't have a lot to say and during quali. That's Bossman Pickles coming through almost the end of Sector 3. And crosses the line, starts his lap now, or his second lap. And let's see if Bossman Pickle can do anything to improve on his lap. You see, it's like a spun out Haas, I think. Yeah, I don't know what Cuddly Noob's doing. It's almost as if his engine is fuming, which can't happen in the game, because realism. And I was taking a bit of a peek at some stuff, USA circuit, checking Twitter for a second, leaving a like on our post. And Bossman Pickle is coming through Sector 3. I did manage to catch a glimpse of whether he's improved or not. As for the other drivers, I don't know whether they're improved or not. We got just a minute 15 seconds left in the Q3 session of the penultimate race to the season. Things hyping up a bit is Godly Noob not on an out lap, invalidated his lap, so unless he's got a fuel for it, he is not going to be improving on his lap time. Head Bumpier as well. Hopefully he's got spare fuel for one more drive around. Merv Martin's going to cross the line. And I don't know if he improved. If he did, it was just slightly. So I think he, so far stays in 4th. Bossman Pickle 131.2 moved up to 7th. Faxton starting his lap now. Alright, there's a Mercedes I want to go on board with. It's the Mercedes of Andre starts his lap just right now. And the racing points going to cross the line of Alex Ham. 131.2 if he improved, just barely in 8th place. Next across the line, that's the horse of, I think it was of Godly Noob. 7 seconds slower. Something obviously I went wrong. I think it was when we saw him like kind of parked on the side as Roy moves himself up into 7th. 131.1. Renault of Adam Dixon going across the line. No, that was Renault of Aid who's going across the line. Moves up to 7th. Knocks Roy back down with a 130.9. And McLaren of Bossman Pickle. I don't think he's going to be improving this time around. In fact, I think, yep, lining up into the pits. And the Mercedes next. Merv Martin's invalidated, so he won't be improving. And behind Merv Martin then, we got Adam Dixon, who is going to be the next across the line. He's looking to improve. Coming through the final 2 corners, turn 19 and 20. And then validated right on the final stretch. Ooh, could have improved on there, but he just hasn't. Bumpy's going to cross the line. Oh, lost a bit through the end. Still improves though, 130.0 up in the 3rd. The Mercedes got some yellow flags. Going to cross the line. I think it's of Andre. He's smashed into the wall on the final end. Didn't retire, but he's still got provisional pole because Faxland, best he could do was a 129.9, only a 10th off Andre. But still, that only gives him 2nd as Andre limps across the line. Definitely not improving. And Godly Noob, I think improved actually. Went up to 5th, I'm pretty sure, with a 130.4. And that is Q3 over. I'm going to quickly re-invite TestD because seemingly connection issues. Alright, this Q3 done of the penultimate race of the season. Faxon almost managed to get past Andre, but Andre is still holding on to 1st place. Bumpy only a 10th off. And then half a second behind them, got Adam Dixon, got Noob and Murph Martin, 4th, 5th and 6th. Alex Hammond 7th. Adu in 8th. DeRoy in 9th. Bosman Pickle in 10th. Indeed, a very exciting race between 4th and 6th. Basically nothing separating these 3 drivers. And is that clouds? Do I see clouds? Oh, Andre's up by 2/10 on the last lap and validated on the 2nd to last turn. Ah, that's sad. But still, he got pole position anyway, so not much to be complaining about. And as Alpha is indeed saying correctly, any driver that's listening to me, no race is won in the 1st corner, so don't be fucking retarded. He said it fucking perfectly. No need to dive bomb and smash into everyone in the 1st turn. You got quite a lot of laps to move up places. No need to ruin your race, no need to ruin other person's race. But as I say that, we've got 8 seconds left till we go. I wish the best to every driver, but most of all I wish the best to DXSinho, Faxland, Head Bumpier and Andre, because they are the 4 drivers that are still in the chance of winning the Drivers' Championship. So I only can hope for the best for them. As we start the formation laps, 28 laps. James Robertson almost making it to Q3, down in 11th. Some good stuff from him. DXSinho been struggling in the USA, only down in 13th. I hope he's got more in the tank. Hopefully gets lucky or something. Phantom Shadow left us, decided to let us know he can race, then decided not to even bother showing up or letting me know that he can't race. So we're only with 19 drivers. Tesdy was having some connection issues, but I hope He doesn't have any. He's back now. Tan1212 had connection issues, but he's here for the race. Joined us back in Q2 once his internet came back up. Kenty W never set a qualifying lap yet. He's crashed out in both qualifyings. Last race and this race. Moving a bit further up the field. Roy in 9th. We always see him like sliding around between like 7th and 9th. Roy rarely dropping to say like between 11th and 13th. Quite consistent driver. Reserve Alex Sam putting on a good performance in 7th. Merv Martin, a strong driver as well. As Smith Bell, as once again having connection issues. He was having them last time. He's got spare invites. I'm just going to quickly send him another one. As Legends left the session as well. What's going on here? Merv Martin's left the session. Oh no, oh dear. I think we might need to do a lobby restart. And the session is no longer available. This is definitely a lobby restart. I don't know how this has happened. It just seems like they have fun. And the session no longer what the fuck? How is the session no longer existing? Yep. Somehow the session decided to no longer exist. This is brilliant. God, I love these game. Alright, there we go. Okay. Gonna have to do the custom grid. I'm gonna have to restart the lobby. This is unfortunate. I know people always got things to do. Just gonna quickly send invites again, get the lobby set up. Okay, just don't know what went wrong. The session just somehow just died on us. I just gotta invite everyone and get everything on their way. I've literally never seen this happen. Has any of you guys ever seen this happen where the session just dies? Literally, just the hell. Hell, I'll invite Fat and Shadow for the heck of it. Host options. Oh Jesus. Okay, load. Alright, and I got set to custom grid. Grid editor. Alright, gonna have to do this real quick. Oh man, they make this so hard. Oh, I need people to join. I need everyone to join first before I can set up the lobby. Yeah, and got him. I need everyone to join. 19 out of 20. We're still missing one player. I wonder if it's... Yeah, it's Testy. Oh, I don't know if something's wrong. I can't set up the lobby until the grid, sorry, until Testy comes on. And people got stuff to do. God, I hate when this happens. I think I have fun servers. I don't think I'm having the best of time, actually. Having a look at it, like, even the invites are. Game session has ended again. I think the F1. I think the F1 servers might be having issues. Might have to postpone the race, which is far from ideal, and I really don't like that. It's probably gonna fail again. We're just gonna give it one more try, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna have to postpone the race. I will actually, yeah, I'll restart. So broadcast will probably end, I'll probably